Hi, ladies. My name is Alicia, and I am a new presenter with Younique. And we are going to be going over some brows because I love doing brows. I will not leave the house like this. I have to do my brows, if anything at all. So I'm going to be doing brows today. And we're going to be sharing some tips about how to do your liner as well. So right now all I have on is foundation and primer and some concealer. And I'm really sorry if this light is terrible. I'm trying to find a spot where it's okay. So, and then I have a little bit of shadow on. So I don't know if you can kind of see that. I have the color Discreet on my eyelids right now, and that's it. So we are going to be going into brows, and I'm going to dip into this little bag here. So I've got a couple different products I'm going to be using. I have the Younique brow liner, the Moodstruck Precision brow liner, and I'm going to be using a dark color because, as you can kind of see, my eyebrows are dark. So I'm going to be going in with that. And then I'm also going to be showing you the Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette. This is my favorite. So I will definitely be using this more than the pencil, like on a daily basis. But I'm just going to show both of them so you guys can kind of see. And the palette for the brow palette kind of looks like this. So super cute, super nifty to have in your purse if you ever need a touch-up or anything like that. So we're going to be going over some tips and tricks of how to use this. And then I'm also going to be using the Brow Artist brush. And this right here is your secret weapon when it comes to brows. So I am definitely going to be using this. And I'm going to show you how to use it. So we're going to go over some of those tips. But like I mentioned, I am going to be using the brow pencil in dark, the Moodstruck. But the first step whenever I do my brows is I go in and I'm going to brush my brows. So I'm just brushing them up in an upward direction. And I might actually have to use the mirror for this. And this is another good thing about this brow palette is that it already comes with a mirror. So that's awesome. So I'm going to be doing is brushing my brow hairs up and then over. So I'm going with the natural shape of my brows, and I'm going to leave most of this part up because I square off my brows. Now, you don't have to square off your brows if you don't want to. You could do your brows however you want to do them. I just like to square mine off because I just like that style. So if you want to do it that way, you can. If not, I can also show you the round version on this one if you want to see that. So I'm just, like I mentioned, I'm just going to go in and brush them up and then brush them over. And then once they're brushed, well, we might as well go and do both. So I'm just going to go over here and do the same. Brush them up, brush them over. And I do this like a couple of times until I get the shape that I want. Okay. And I do not wax. I don't do anything other than pluck my brows. So like I just kind of, I like that natural shape, and that's okay if you do something different. So what great thing about makeup is that you could do it however you want. So I am showing the way that I do it, and hopefully you guys learned something. So the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the pencil, and I am going to I'm going to try and see if I can get as close as possible as I can to the camera. And I am just going under the eyebrow and kind of just shaping it. So I will start from the I don't know what you call the spot. I'll just kind of start where, like, you can line up your eyebrow. So, like, if you're going to line it up, I usually take my pencil and go like that because you want it lined up with your inner corner of your eye. So I kind of go like that just to kind of see, like, where I need to start. And then I just kind of go underneath the brow and go with the natural shape. And then I'm also going to bring it over to the edge. And then one thing you want to make sure too is that you want to make sure the edge lines up. So I also take my pencil over here, and you can see I still have a bit of room from the edge of my eye. So you always want to do like the edge of your eye. You can do it on the angle, and then this part here should be lined up with the center, and then this one with the inner corner of your eye. Now mine does have a little bit of hairs outside, which is fine. I'm not going to darken those areas. So I'm just going basically and just lining underneath right now. So, and you can do it however you want to get the shape that's desired. And then I just pull it out. So that's the first step. Second is, where's my cap? So I'm going to put this away for right now. And then second little handy dandy thing that I do is I am going to be using just this part of the brush. So this end of the brush comes with two ends. So it comes with a shorter end, and then it also comes with the square end as well. And the square end is going to be my favorite end to use. I will always use this end whenever I do my brows, because it's just, especially for that square tip, like it's easier to square off my brows. So I just do that, and then I'm going to go in with the color 2, and it's that dark cocoa brown. And one tip, I'm not in my bathroom, so I can't really do this right now, which kind of sucks. A pro tip when you're doing your brows is to wet the brush. So you can wet it with water and then dip it in the powder, and then it will go on smoother. So that is my typical routine. I do not have water right now, unfortunately. I should have brought over like a cup of water or something. But then if you're not doing it with water, which is perfectly fine, you don't have to, you can dip it in the powder, and then I just tap it. So, and then I am going to be going on top and lining the top with the brow brush instead of the pencil. So, and then you can kind of see it's already creating that really pretty natural shape. So you just want to go in really lightly whenever you're doing this, and then just kind of go with the natural shape of the brow, and then you're also going to be filling it in. So fill in any blank spots, and then fill in any like sparse areas and whatnot, and then just go with the natural shape. So, and then I like to take mine down a little bit, like to give it more of a brow definition, like to give it more shape and more dimension, because as you can tell, this one, it's kind of sparse. So I am just making this a little bit fuller, and I'm just filling in a lot of the sparse areas and whatnot. So I'm just making sure that I go in. So you can see the difference, like from right there, there's like no powder at all, and then the rest of my brow has powder. And then so I am going to just be filling in these areas. Now you don't need very much if you have a lot of brow there. If you don't have a lot of brow, then here's where the artistry comes into place. Like, you can make your brows however you want them to be. So that's why I really like this brush, is because you're actually just drawing them on. So you can draw them on however you want to. And then for the inner part, like I mentioned, I'm going to be squaring mine off. So you don't have to square them off. You can do it in a round area. You can make them kind of like a round shape. But I'm going to be squaring mine off. So I am going to be going and just kind of pressing the tip of the brush a little bit. I'm going to grab some more powder, but I am going to be just pressing it right where I want the brow to stop. And that's why I said that this brush is perfect, because it's a straight line. So all I have to do is just press the line in there, and it will create that shape. And then I go a little bit above my natural line and square it off. So I'm just dragging it a little bit, and squaring it off. So you can see the difference. You can see that this is a little bit more square and this one is just natural. And then when I fill in this area, I am going to be taking the powder. I gotta tap it off a little bit. Taking the powder, and I will brush against the hairs because the hairs are going up, and then I'm actually going to fill in a little bit here. But I'm going to brush down a little bit, and then that way it gets under the hairs. So I'm just going in and filling it in and filling it in. And I'm going in a downward motion right now. And then I am going to brush upward. So that's another tip that how I use is I'm going to brush them up because my hairs naturally go up. So I'm going to do up and over. So, and then you can see that looks pretty dang good. So that's how I filled them in. And to get them to look natural and not too heavy. So, but I still like my specific shape. So I'm just going to be going in, and I'm going to be, the third part is taking the brush and kind of dragging it over. So that way I can get like any areas that I missed from here over. So those are the motions I'm doing, is here, over. And that's pretty much it on that. So, and then the second part that I do is I will take the number 4 color in this palette, which is that lighter color there, and I'm going to take the small end of the brush. So I'm going to take the small end of the brush, I'm going to dip it in that number 4 color, and then I am going to go under and highlight this brow bone right here. So I'm going to go under it, and then I also like to go over as well. So not a whole lot of people do it over, but I also give, had a hair on there, it's still kind of pesky there. I'm just going to pull that off. Okay. So I also go over the top of my brow as well. So I'm going to go right here with that light color, and I'm just going to drag that color out. And I'm going to do it in like a flat motion. I'm not going to do it like that, just because it gets more of that area and it's going to highlight it. So I also take that and go above. So it's highlighting that edge of my brow there, and then also remember to go right here as well and highlight the inner, like the inner brow bone. And then I kind of go underneath a little bit, clean it up, and then over again on top, and that's it. So this side was mainly powder, and you did use the brow brush to kind of, or the brow pencil to line it. So you kind of get your shape, the shape that you want, and then the rest of it is just all powder. So that is one side to it. And then the second one, I've got to make sure I've got the right color. Yep, this one's the dark one. Okay. I've got a dark and a light. So, excuse me. The second one that I'm going to do is just the pencil by itself. So you can see like how each one looks different. And then, so we're just going to be using the pencil, and I'm going to use the same method on this one. So this one's already brushed, and then I'm just going to go in and I'm going to line underneath, same exact way that I did the other one. Just going to line it, and then I'm going to bring it out a little bit. So remember, rule of thumb, check your brows with your eyes. So you want to make sure that this is up in the corner, in the middle, and then to the that this part lines up with your inner corner of your eye. So and then I'm just gonna go in and make the shape that I want and fill this area in a little bit. And then with this one, I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. I'm going to still Ooh, almost made a mistake. I don't want to go that high. So I'm just going to make sure that that gets out of there because I don't want them too big. And then on top, this is kind of really hard to do with the camera. Let's see if this will work. Okay, so then the top half, I'm just going to line it a little bit, fill it in a little bit with the natural hairs. This is so hard doing it at an angle. Okay, hopefully that looks good. Okay, so, yep, I would say that looks fine. So then I'm just gonna go over here to where my brows start, just to get like more of a shape. And then I'm gonna fill it in a little bit with the pencil as well. So we're gonna still fill in any of those areas. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to drag out the pencil all the way to where my brow starts. So you can see like where I drew the line. Now this one I'm not going to shape the beginning of it with the pencil because I want to leave that natural looking. So I see some areas. I'm sorry, I'm such a perfectionist sometimes. So I'm just filling this in. And then making sure that I get that natural shape. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this isn't dark enough. Like, it just irritates me sometimes. So I have to go back over it. And then I am going to just fill this in a little bit. And I'm always dragging it with the direction of my hairs. Like, you don't want to drag it, like, go this way and drag it this way. And no. So you always want to go with the direction of your hairs. And if you don't have any hair there and you just shave it, that's fine. But you kind of want your lines to go naturally. So you want them to go like from, I'm trying to think which direction this is. You want to go right to left if you're doing it on yourself. The way that you guys are seeing it is probably left to right. So, but I'm going from the inside of my face to the outside of my face when I do that in that direction. And then, so once I'm done filling it in with the pencil, then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to close this up a little bit. And then I'm going to use the spoolie end. See how that has a great spoolie on it? I love when spoolies are flat like that. So, love it. Because then it just makes it so much easier. And then I'm going to take the spoolie and I'm going to brush upwards. We're not going to brush down on this one because we don't want that shape to disappear. And if it does, I mean, it's fine. You can always fix it. But I'm brushing up and over. So up and over. So I'm brushing it up. And then just kind of brushing the product through the natural shape of my brow. So just brushing it up and over and up and over. Okay. So now I kind of have more of a rounded shape versus the squared off shape. So this one's really structured, really harsh lines a little bit, and then this one's a little bit more natural. So I like both of them. If you like yours one way versus the other, I mean, that's fine. However you want to do it. But like I said, when you're using the powder, pro tip, dip it in water before you use the powder, and then it'll go on smoother. And then, not to say like the powders are already smooth as it is. I would love this palette. Like, I love using it. And then there's also like a wax in here as well that you can take and you can go over your brows if you want to. I just use the powder and water. It's fine. And then with this one, you just use the pencil. And I'm actually going to brush my hairs a little bit up on this one because I saw some areas where it was just kind of lighter. So I'm going to brush my hairs up. There we go. That one's a lot natural looking compared to this one. So you guys tell me which one that you like. And then also, I go in with the powder underneath. So I will go in with the highlight color, same end of the brush that we're using, going in with the highlight color. Sorry, I'm trying to let you guys see that powder too. Tap it a little bit, and then I'm gonna go under the brow bone with this one. Now this one I don't have to go over with, which is the nice thing because it's super natural. Like, this brow really is just a natural brow. So it's going to go with the shape. You don't have to like sculpt it out or anything like that. So you tell me if you like this one, the more natural looked, or the sculpted look. So all of the powder with this one, underneath just the shape using the pencil, and then pencil with this one. So, and that's how I do my brows. So one way or the other. Doesn't really matter, you can have fun with it. And then the second part of this that I wanted to show you guys is how to do a winged liner. I love wing liners, like especially when you're putting on and you use it with the Epic mascara or the 3D lashes. Oh, girl, I used the 3D lashes like last night and it was phenomenal. I actually first got my presenter's kit and I looked in there and I saw these 3D lashes and I was like, oh, cool. They're just like regular lashes. You know, I have to apply them with glue. They'll stick on there, whatever. And then I actually used them for the first time last night and I was like, wait a second. These are not false lashes. Like, these are lash fibers. And so, like, you get the gel and you get the lash fibers and they make your eyes pop like nobody else's business. I love that stuff. I will continue to forever use that stuff instead of false lashes because I hate applying false lashes. Like, I'll do it because I like, you know, the extra pop and the Hollywood glam look, but it's such a hassle to put on false lashes. So I was super excited to see that there were lash fibers in there instead of false lashes. So I'm like, oh, this is so much better. So then the second part, and I'm going to be using the Moodstruck Precision pencil. This is a pencil liner. This is going to be my second top favorite liner. My first one I am out of. I don't have it with me tonight, but I will for sure give you guys another video if you want to see it with the Dip and Draw. The Dip and Draw is my go-to liner. I don't know if you guys saw Amy's video, but she used the Dip and Draw, and that thing is so precise. Like, you can get a line wing with that. Like, it ain't nobody's business. So I would love that more. So, but I have the pencil here, and you can do the same thing with the pencil. You can create that flawless wing liner look, still using our pencils, because the pencils are so smooth when they go on, and it's wonderful. So I will show you guys, and I will try and do my best as possible to do this, because I'm kind of trying to use the computer screen, and it's new and different. So we'll see how this goes. And I'm using the tiny mirror here. So what you're going to want to do when you do your lashes, I'm going to try and get closer here so you guys can kind of see that. And I am going to, usually I use two hands for this, so I am trying to figure out if there's something else that I need to use so I can get like a close look on this, because I don't want to be bending down and doing it this way and whatnot. So we'll see how this goes. So usually I will draw out my line I go from outside to in when I do my wing liner. You get a better line that way instead of trying to go this way, because you're going over your eyelid and it's a little bit harder here. One of my tips when I do this is I actually, and this will work. Okay, so hopefully I can do it with the mirror pointing down. So I will take the inner corner of my eye and I pull it up a little bit when I do wing liners. That way it gets it a little bit more of that sharp line when you're doing the liner. So I will pull it up, and then I will go and line it up with the edge of my brow whenever I'm doing this. So up, and then just draw it in. So I'm trying to get this in the same spot that it was in. Okay. So you can see that wing there, and then I will go in and I will fill it in darker up top here. Now you notice I didn't fully go in to the center of my eyelid. I just went towards the middle. So that's all you really need with a wing liner, because I'm going to show you guys what happens when you put Moodstruck mascara on with this liner. You guys are going to flip and you're going to love it. So I am just darkening up the outer edge of my lid here. And this thing is so hard to do with a computer. Like, no joke. Okay, so I'm going to fix that edge there so you guys can kind of see it a little bit. I'm trying to set up the camera, the mirror a little bit so I can see. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to pull it up a little bit and draw that puppy in. And up and in. Now, a lot of girls, when they do their winged liners like this, they will draw them down. If you droop it down, it's going to close out your eye a little bit. So you want to kind of get it to where it's up. So like mine. So if I look straight, you can tell like that wing is going up, and it's going to open up my eye when I put on my mascara. So you can kind of see like the degree of the angle in your eye. So if you look at your eye, it's going to be in a 30-degree angle. If you make it 40 degrees, it's going to make it bigger. So however you want to draw that line, just remember that's how it's going to open up your eye. So yeah, then I draw it way out to there, and that is pretty banging right there. That wing looks amazing. And then I'm going to do the other eye the same way. I'm going to line it up with the edge of my brow when I draw it out. That way it's symmetrical. So remember, you're going to pull up a little bit, and then you're going to draw just to the center of your eye. You don't want to come all the way in. You just want to do it to the center of your eye. So I am darkening this a little bit. And darkening that. Okay, and then I'm going to fix the outer edge a little bit and darken that. So, and this liner is super creamy. I like it. You can also take an angled brush when you're doing this. So, like another trick that I use sometimes is, sorry, my nose is really running because it's super cold today. But another trick that I use is I'm going to take this brush, which is the same brush that I did the sculpted brow with, and then I take the liner, and then you can kind of like dip it off of this brush a little bit just to get the liner on there. And then you can also draw with this brush as well. Bring that up and over, up and over. And then I am going to go in just a tad bit to make sure that that's even a little bit. Now this eye, I always have trouble doing my left eye versus my right because I'm right-handed. So I'm always going to have trouble with it. But you can see that they are decently even. This corner I would like to come out a little bit more. So I am going to just sculpt that out a little bit more. Okay, and then you got a little bit of it. Sometimes I'm messy with my liners, but okay, so I'm happy with that because it looks decently symmetrical. And then once you got your liner on, you can bulk out your eyes with some Epic mascara. And the way that I apply my mascara is a little bit different too. I know you've seen some of the other videos and how the other ladies apply it. I will go down on my mascara first. So I will go and do the top portion of my lashes and comb them down. And then I will, because I've got really long lashes, and so I will just comb them out and comb them down. So that one is combed down, and then I will go in and I will twist my wand as I'm pulling them up. So I will twist and pull up and then fan them out. So twist up and fan them up after I've already combed them downward. So I learned this tip from a pro makeup artist. She actually did my mascara like this for my wedding, and I asked her, I said, well, why are you doing that? She just said it opens up the lashes a lot better. So it makes them look a little bit bolder than if you just applied the mascara to the under part of your lashes. So I actually have 2 coats of mascara on without even like like one for the top coat and then one for the bottom half of the lashes. And then I twist this as I'm pulling it up. So twist and pull up. So, and that, gosh, I'm losing light here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit brighter so you guys can kind of see. Okay. So, and this is just with the Epic and no Epic. So, I'm going to do the same thing to the other lashes. I am going to brush them down. Brush, 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 brush. I do this rather quickly sometimes, so I will brush them down, and you can see, look at those babies with this lashes with the mascara on. That is phenomenal. Don't even have to put on fake lashes for this. All you need is Epic mascara. And then I will twist and pull up. So twist and brush upward. That way I get the full effect of my lashes. And you can see these babies are long, so if you don't have long lashes, you can always use the, like if your lashes aren't long and full, you can use the 3D fiber lashes, and that does add a little bit more fibers to your lash, and that way it looks a little bit more bold. So twist and pull up. Woo! Okay, so a little bit longer of a video than expected, but tell me what you think. Tell me if you like the look. And like I said, this is just a basic look. I know the lighting on here is a little bit bad, but I tried out a new camera. So this is the discreet pressed shadow. That's all I have on with mascara and the winged liner. So you guys tell me how you like the wing, and then also tell me which brow that you like. Do you like the natural or do you like the sculpted? So let me know what you guys think, and if you liked any of the products that you saw here, go ahead and get connected with the presenter or hostess that brought you into the group, and they'll make sure to get the right products for you. All right, well, hope to see you guys soon again, and have a great rest of your evening.